I fell through the ice for the first time when I was 5 years old. The ice and the snow were my sandbox. It was winter 11 months a year. As we were out on the sea ice, traveling on the ice, navigating thin ice, snowmobiling, building igloos, pitching tents, waiting out blizzards, catching seals, living on raw seal meat, living on raw caribou meat. I didn't realize that I was learning all these survival skills that would go on to make me comfortable in this environment. I found photography through frustration. I was a biologist and I got tired of watching, these big bears walk across the ice. I was watching white wolves catch bearded seals and eat them on the ice, and all I had to show for that at the end of this incredible expedition was a stack of data sheets. Everything I've done in photography and storytelling has been to bridge the gap between the science that I loved and the public. It wasn't science, it wasn't the data. You need photography to connect people to that issue emotionally. I always say heaven is here and now. I mean, when I am under the ice or I am on the ice and watching a big polar bear, I'm in a rainforest or diving in the cenotes of Mexico, you always pinch yourself. I could never have envisioned anything more beautiful and intense and wonderful as what I'm seeing right now in front of me. Since I was a kid, there was an Arctic that I knew. That Arctic is disappearing. The ice is disappearing. We're going to lose the entire summer extent of sea ice in the next 5 to 10 years. We ultimately are going to see the collapse of an entire polar ecosystem. So there is an incredible urgency in the work that I'm doing. I must shoot these pictures now. These images have to be intimate. They have to be current. They have to be powerful enough to create behavioral change. If people are going to care about this planet before it's too late, and we're at the turning point now, then we need people to reconnect. That is why I work 18 hours a day. That's why I take the risks that I do. And that's why I shoot as many stories as I can in these polar ecosystems and get them back to this magazine that will reach 40 million people, the biggest audience we could ever have in the line of work we do. I'm an addict, and I'm a wildlife, nature, storytelling addict. I love the unknown of getting in the water with a leopard seal or a walrus where it could go south very quickly, but to be vulnerable in the presence of an amazing animal and being able to create art and change people's perceptions all at the same time, and to even translate what the scientists are trying to say and have people potentially care about things like climate change and disappearing sea ice. That all collectively is the drug for me.